So, if you don't know, CoffeeZilla is currently releasing a 3-part series on Counter-Strike gambling. This series is currently getting millions of views, and it's led to people suggesting something that's been suggested quite a lot before, that it's time for Valve to get rid of skins. After all, skins have caused problem after problem since they were released. You want to solve that problem? Get rid of them. And in this video, I'm going to be explaining the real reason that Valve are never going to do that unless the American government literally forces them to. And it is not what you think. This is an interesting topic, so let's get into things. Now, this video is sponsored by Skinport, the easy to use skins marketplace, which is a miles better way of getting skins than opening cases. Skinport has a bonkers range of skins, 1.8 million of them, available at prices significantly less than what you'd pay on the Steam market. For example, here's a Bowie Tiger Tooth for $488 on the Steam market, and here's the same knife for $345 on Skinport. And best of all, there are no extra fees when you buy a skin. What you see is what you pay, unless you're Australian, lucky me. It's also a really convenient place to sell. Payouts go straight to your bank account, and again, zero extra withdrawal fees when you cash out. And Skinport can also middleman your skins for you as well. The fee on private listings is only 2%. It's also safe and extremely reliable to use, so safe and reliable it has a 4.9 star Trustpilot rating with 27,000 reviews. So it's a great site, check it out, link is in the description. Okay, so about killing skins. This is not a new concept. For example, here is WarOwl, literally calling for skins to be deleted in 2022.
For skins, I have this button on my keyboard. It's right here, it says delete. I would just hit that button. I would just delete all of them. But we all know that is never going to happen. It's just too profitable, right? Because of skin trading, Counter-Strike is essentially like the proto-NFT game. It's really disgusting. There's better ways to monetize your game. Valorant has done it. You can't be like, what's the only way you can make money? Well, about Valorant, they sell skins. They have skins that you can put on the gun. They're actually better quality skins.
People have been calling for these things to get removed for a long time. Coffee's videos might have drawn out a few comments, but this is definitely not a new idea. And it's an idea that exists because basically since the day they were released, skins have been a fucking problem. Counter-Strike skins were released in August 2013, and within about a month, they were already being used for gambling, scamming, and money laundering. Why were they immediately a honeypot for the absolute worst things and CSGO Lounge? Well, it's because unlike other game devs, Valve lets you do all the real-world trading you want with your skins. This is the root of the issue, and Valve could fix it tomorrow by deleting this feature. But despite literally a decade of problems, massive scandals, and tons of bad press, Valve haven't done this. Why haven't they? Well, naturally, it is about money, but not necessarily the money you think. So let's go back to August 2013. Counter-Strike had a really good month when skins came out, and the good months didn't stop after that. Over the next 10 years, CS went from 25k average players to 1 million average players, and a Karambit went from $150 to $1,500. The skins market was very closely tied with the success of the game, and it also developed its own sub-community of people dedicated to skins, and an entire industry based around buying and selling them. Oh, it had also made Valve literally billions of dollars. Now, billions is a very large number, and it's not really a surprise that Valve want to protect this revenue stream, but this is not the billions of dollars that are actually important here. No, we're talking about a different set of billions of dollars. This one. This is the market capitalization of known CS skins. $3.6 billion, not what Valve has made, what players currently own in skins. So how did the skins market get to this ridiculous valuation? Well, it really just comes down to the way skins work. A $1,000 CS2 knife might look expensive compared to a $20 Valorant skin, until you consider that the knife is still worth $1,000 after you buy it, while the Valorant skin is locked to your account and worth pretty much nothing. In fact, generally speaking, skins go up in price as well. So if you're spending $1,000 on a knife today and then selling it for $1,200 when you're bored of the game a couple of years later, well, that's pretty good, right? And this is why players have had absolutely no problem pumping huge amounts of money into skins. And all of this has been made possible by real-world trading. But who owns this $3.6 billion of skins exactly? If it's just a small number of rich people, well, it's not like deleting them would affect the broader community. Now, unfortunately, there aren't any good databases on this, so we're gonna have to use a bad one instead. But even then, you can see pretty quickly what's happening. If you look at the CS2 leaderboard on Price Empire, the inventories start off at 1 million but then drop off extremely rapidly. By the time you get to 1,000 inventories, they're only in the $20,000 range, and by the time you get to 2,000 inventories, the values are more like $2,000. What does this show? Well, it shows that rich skin owners are owning a small part of the overall market. There is only so much value you can pack into a Steam account, and there just isn't enough people with big inventories to dominate things. Most skins aren't with traders and collectors and investors, they're with people who are playing the game for fun. And that creates a problem. I mean, think of it like this. There's been at least 5 million goals opened in the history of CS. That's not enough for every player, but that's still enough for a couple of million players to own a knife. We're gonna call one of these players Steve. Steve is the average knife owner. He's from Northern Europe, he's in his mid-20s, he has a day job, and he likes playing Counter-Strike in his spare time. Steve isn't the best, he's like 17k elo, but he enjoys the game, he watches the big tournaments, and he loves it enough that he's decided to drop 1,000 euros on a knife. Now, I hear from people like Steve all the time. They come into my DMs and say, I have a bill I need to pay, can you buy my knife? There are lots of people who do stuff like that, and it's one of the great things about skins. They're an asset, not an expense, and when you need money all of a sudden, well, you can sell your skins and get that money. But for Valve, this is an issue, because if they remove skins or disable trading, well, Steve gets fucked. In fact, Steve collectively loses a couple of $1 billion across the community, and for some of those players, that is going to financially hurt quite a bit, and those people who are getting hurt also happen to represent some of the game's most committed players. Now, I don't think it's controversial to say that fucking over their most dedicated players to the tune of a couple of $1 billion probably isn't something Valve wants to do. I mean, if they did something like that, well, how on earth are they ever going to rebuild? If you open up a Valorant style shop, most people aren't going to spend money after you just destroyed their inventory. And there's a significant number of players who would just outright quit as well. People don't like feeling like they just got scammed. It is a bit of a turn off when it comes to playing a game. And if you're bleeding players and not making money anymore, well, your game is kind of fucked. Would CS2 ultimately survive it? Probably, but it would be a very, very hard hit that the game probably wouldn't ever fully recover from. And this is why Valve will never ever try and take away people's skins unless there's no choice. There's no doubt the skin economy has turned into a monster though. It has enabled a lot of bad things, but these bad things are probably not going to stop because defanging this monster is much more of a risk than letting it be. The price of fixing the problem isn't just billions of dollars for Valve, but also billions of dollars for CS players. And while I know that some people may think that is a price worth paying, it is easy to see why it's not happening. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Otherwise, trust the numbers, not your guts. I'm Heyzeus. Thanks for watching. See ya.